Congregation Lador Vador, not ready for primetime players. We're ready to put on our Purim Spiel and celebrate Purim. We thought it would be really nice to begin just with our sort of usual song, that it's wonderful to be together and celebrate this holiday. So the Cantor is going to lead us in Hine Matov.
Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, hine Matov, ya la 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 la. Hine Matov, hine Matov, ya la 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 la. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Again, it's wonderful to be together and celebrate this holiday of Purim. Before we turn to our Purim story and spiel, we're going to read a little bit of the Megillah. So if you are listening at home, you need to listen for that really bad person's name and shake your grogger and make some noise when you hear his name. I'm going to say the blessings before we read from the Megillah, and then the Cantor will chant some of the Megillah for us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mikra Megillah. And our actors say, Amen.
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 Thank you, Mordechai the Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asa nisim lavotenu ve'imotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. And we say,
Amen.
And the Cantor will lead us in the Shehechianu. It's really great to be here at this moment together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
All right, Cantor, let's hear a little bit of the Megillah in Hebrew.
Achar hadvarim haele gidal hamelech achashverosh et Haman ben Hamdata ha'agagi v'nishsehu vayasem et kis'o me'al hasharim asher ito. Bechol avdei hamelech asher b'sha'ar hamelech korim umishtachavim lehaman ki chen tziva lo hamelech u'mordechai lo yichareh v'lo yishtachaveh vayomru avdei hamelech asher b'sha'ar hamelech leMordechai madua ata over et mitzvat hamelech.
Yesher Koach, that was wonderful. A little taste of the Megillah. So we'll turn to our Purim story and spiel. Cantor?
Yes, so thank you all for coming on this evening and volunteering to be these wonderful actors for our Purim Spiel. Is the Purim Story, and it's written by Cantor Jamie Marks. And the cast of characters are narrator Lisa Weiner, King Achashverosh Rabbi Moskowitz, Queen Vashti Susan Grubman, Queen Esther Sierra Fisher, Mordechai the Jew Bruce Rebold, Haman Robert Grubman, Big Tan Bonnie Schinagle, Teresh Jeff Pliskin, and the guard for the king, yours truly, Talia Cantor. So yes, thank you all for being here tonight, and take it away, narrator Lisa.
A long time ago, in ancient Persia, in the city of Shushan, there lived a vain and lazy king.
Hello.
He was very wealthy,
I am the ruler of everything from India to Africa.
but not very bright.
Wait, where's India?
The king decided to throw a party. Not a small party, but the craziest, wildest, longest party you've ever heard of. The party lasted for 6 entire months.
It was amazing.
Now, King Ahasuerus was married to Queen Vashti.
Hello, everybody.
Vashti was a good queen. To be honest, she was much better queen than Ahasuerus deserved. One day, in the middle of this huge 6-month-long party that he threw for himself, the king demanded that Vashti drop everything and entertain his friends.
I was in the middle of organizing a Shashuan Women's March. Do you know how long it takes to make flyers when everything is done with papyrus and a scribe? I'd give half the kingdom for a copy machine. Anyway, I told the king that I absolutely would not stop what I was doing just to entertain his stupid friends.
Naturally, the king did not take her rejection well.
That's it. You're done as the queen. Finished. Toast. Kaput. Garnished.
You can't do that.
Are you kidding? I'm the king of everything. From Indiana to Afrin, I can do whatever I want.
India to Africa, you don't.
Whatever.
And so Vashti was kicked out. The king needed a new queen. So he ordered all of the eligible maidens from throughout his kingdom to come to Shushan Palace so he could choose his new queen.
Wait. Is he picking the queen just based on looks? That's awful.
Look, I tell you to vote him out of office. But democracy hasn't been invented yet. Oy, oy, oy.
That's Esther and her cousin Mordecai the Jew. Regardless of her views on the matter of beauty contests, Esther is unarguably the most beautiful maiden in the land and is chosen by King Ahasuerus to be the new queen.
Hooray for Esther! Hooray!
And just as Esther was about to be crowned queen, Mordecai gave her some advice.
Esther, whatever you do, don't tell the king you're Jewish. We don't know how he feels about the Jews.
Is that lying?
Look, why don't you just make sure that everything goes smoothly with the king first? And then you can make your Bubby's matzo ball soup for him. Oy, 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 it's delicious.
Mordecai liked to hang out around the palace gates so he could hear all the good news from the palace. One day, Mordecai overheard Bigtan and Teresh, 2 of the palace guards, plotting to overthrow the king.
Hey, Teresh, I've got a plan to overthrow the king.
What is it?
We go in there and, I don't know, throw him over or something?
Oy, you're not very good at this, are you?
Mordecai tells Esther, who in turn tells the king. The guards are put on trial, found guilty, and thrown in the dungeon.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
And the whole episode was written down in the big book of everything that happened in the kingdom that year. And not long after, the king gave a big promotion to one of his senior advisors, an evil and cruel person named Haman. Now, Haman had convinced the king to decree that everyone had to bow down to him when he walked by. But one day, as Haman was walking through the city, he noticed one man who did not bow.
Hey, you!
What?
You're supposed to be bowing down to me. Don't you see that everyone else around here is bowing?
Oy, oy, I'm so sorry. I got confused. I thought that they saw how ugly your face is and they were all throwing up.
I am the prime minister in this country. The king decreed that everyone has to bow to me, including you.
Oh, Lord, I won't bow down to any man. I'm a Jew, and we only bow down to God. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
As you might imagine, Haman was very upset. He immediately went to the king.
Your Majesty, I have just learned that within your kingdom is a people who do not obey your laws. They must be destroyed.
Hang on a sec. I'm posting this to Instagram.
This is important.
No, for sure important. Destroy. Gotcha. How about you just take care of the details and let me know how it goes?
And without barely a thought or a word, the king allowed Haman to craft a plot to wipe out the Jews of Persia. And with the king's authority, Haman decreed that on the 13th of Adar, all the Jews would die. When the word went out that the Jews were be destroyed in a matter of days, Mordecai immediately rushed to the palace to meet with Esther.
Hey, Queen Esther, you have to save our people. Someone needs to stop Haman.
You mean it's my job to clean up after your mess?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
So Esther came up with a brilliant plan to trap Haman. She knew that the king, not being the brightest or the most thoughtful of rulers, needed to be softened up before she could get him on her side. So she invited the king and Haman to a dinner party the following day.
That was a most delicious feast, my queen. I never heard of some of those dishes. Where did you hear of what did you call it? Matsur and ball soup? Is that Chinese food? Truly, you deserve a reward. Is there anything I can do for you? I will give you even half of my kingdom if you ask.
All I ask is that you and Haman come back tomorrow night for a second feast.
And so they parted ways for the evening with a plan to come back for a second feast the following day. Later that evening, the king was having trouble falling asleep. He had his special blankie and he had his favorite stuffy Mr. Cuddles, but even Mr. Cuddles couldn't help.
I knew I shouldn't have binge watched Stranger Things right before bed.
So the king called to a guard to read him a bedtime story.
What story would you like to hear, Your Highness? Do you want me to read How Do Dinosaurs Say Happy Hanukkah again?
No, wrong holiday.
Oh.
So the guard pulled out the big book of everything that happened in the kingdom that year and happened to read the part of the book that talked about Big Tan and Teresh and their plot to overthrow the king. The king learned that Mordecai, the Jew, was the one who turned them in, and also that Mordecai had never received a reward for his heroism. And just then, Haman walked in.
Haman, what are you doing outside my room, alone, in the middle of the night?
I was out for a midnight stroll.
Dude, you're creepy. Anyway, I need your help. I need to reward someone who is very, very special to me. What do you think I should do?
Well, if the reward were for me, not that I think it is, but you know, if it were, well, then I'd recommend you put this person on a royal horse and dress me, I mean, whoever it is, in royal robes and have one of your senior officials lead the horse around Shushan shouting, "This is what the king does for Haman. I mean, for someone the king wishes to honor."
That is a great reward. Now go and do that.
Yay!
Mordecai the Jew.
Boo!
But the king had commanded him. So Haman put Mordecai in royal robes, placed him on the royal horse, and led that horse around Shushan, shouting, "This is what the king does for a person that the king wishes to honor." Haman, as you might imagine, was very upset. And the next evening, Haman and King Ahasuerus went to the second feast thrown by Esther in their honor.
Again, my queen, what a fabulous feast you have prepared. Such a variety of dishes. What is this one called?
Well, that's a noodle kugel.
Is that like Indian food? Is there anything I can do to thank you? Even if it's half of my kingdom, it is yours.
All I want is for you to save my people. We're in danger of being utterly destroyed.
Who would do such a thing?
Haman! He has plotted to kill all of the Jews in Persia, and I'm Jewish.
I had no idea you were Jewish. Now
You don't
the thing makes way more sense.
Haman, for plotting to kill the queen and her people, you are hereby fired, and all of your money and land will be given to Mordecai, the Jew.
And instead of being a day of terror and sadness, the 13th of Adar became the holiday of Purim to celebrate brave Esther, who saved all the Jews. The end.
What a great job, actors. You were so good. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for participating.
Yes, that was
So
wonderful.
wonderful. Give yourselves a hand.
Yay.
Cantor, will you conclude for us with a Purim song?
Yes. Chag Purim, Chag Gadol LaYehudim, Masechot Rashanim, Shirim Verikudim, Havan Risha Rosh Rosh Rosh, Havan Risha Rosh Rosh Rosh, Havan Risha Rosh Rosh Rosh, Barashanim again. Chag Purim, Chag Gadol LaYehudim, Masechot Rashanim, Shirim Verikudim, Havan Risha Rosh Rosh Rosh, Havan Risha Rosh Rosh Rosh, Havan Risha Rosh Rosh Rosh, Barashanim.
All right, Chag Purim Sameach, a happy Purim to everyone. Thank you again for joining us. Don't forget, eat your hamantaschen this evening. Dress up in costumes. Enjoy this celebration with drink and feasting, and most important on this day, add some laughter to your day, because we certainly need a great deal of that. Thank you for joining us again.
Amen.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Sameach.